Okay, here we go. Now, if I recall, actually let me see who gets fed. Show details. And it is LeBlanc versus Yasuo. One level lead, that's nothing. But there's jungler lead. Okay, we're gonna focus on the junglers this game. Okay? So I'm gonna
For a
switch
moment, I thought I'd broken a sweat.
to directed camera. Actually, no. Manual's interesting. More control. Okay, let's see. So, if you don't know what's going on here, champions tend to, like, high-level players tend to get this first camp because it gives them the EXP to get to level 2 quicker than the enemies. But as you can see, this Nami figured it out and stopped them before they could finish. So it's not that big of a lead. But it is still a lead. So even higher players recognize this. Okay. No, it's probably just my my mic. Well, I am being quiet. Right. There we go. Okay. Now that I know that's fine, I'll just turn that off and let's listen. Okay. So, if you didn't see before, Tom and Jin were doing the crowd camp that allowed them to get more EXP. And if you notice, later on in this game, they will get, the Tom specifically will get level 2 quicker. See? And he's level 2, which means that he can get his Devour too. As you can see, because he's level 2 and these guys are still level 1, well, at least I'm recording this. Well, I'll still go back to show you. Okay. Well, this Tom, he did a, he killed a Krug camp. And normally, team would destroy the camp closest to them in the bot lane, like Grump or Krugs, and they would get a lot of EXP from it. Because like since early on in the game, level 1 is usually a standstill, if they can kill the minions evenly, the team that got the camp would get their levels faster. And it just so happens that Tom did it, and you'll notice his change in gameplay.
Bliss comes only in the moment before.
He's reaching level 2 very swiftly. And he reached level 2. Now you'll see that because he's level 2, he knows that he's strong enough to just completely man up and zone them away. And by doing this, Jin can get a lot of damage off on Nami, which is very dangerous, and even kill Nami. That just goes to show how powerful a level lead can be if you have good coordination. You know, man? Well, the enemy didn't level during the fight simply because Tom, very early on, right, um, was it here? Yeah, right here. You can see that Tom gets the kill on this Krug,
3,
ancient mini Krugs.
4.
And that's why he got the level before the enemies did. And because Tom was zoning the during this moment, um actually no, a little before. Actually even a little more before that.
Smile. Everyone is watching.
Very good.
You're in trouble now.
There we go. And as you can see, because
1, 2,
you
3,
see
4. 2, 2, 3, 4.
they were very far away from the minions. Like during this fight, Jin was killing the enemy minions, but Tristana and Nami didn't get any damage off on the enemy minions. They were really far away, right? I mean, they were close to getting a level, but not quite there, because they zoned them off at the perfect timing, and that allowed them
Mind the
to put
fuse.
a huge chunk of damage on them before they could do anything. And just to secure that lead, Jin flashed in and got the kill on him. And to minimize the damage, Tom just ate him up and brought him to safety. But as you might notice, they stay in the lane instead of leaving.
Whoa!
That's very important because if they left the lane, then they would have lost their lead against Tristana. So now Tristana's the only one here. She's getting double EXP. So now they have to zone Tristana out.
This passion compels me.
And as you see, because of that, they're very, very aggressive. This is X special, by the way. Tom Kench. Now, I don't notice a level lead on the junglers quite yet, so I'll ignore them for now. Not really concerned with items either. Let's see. I'll pin them up in their lanes. LeBlanc, Yasuo mid, Jhin bottom. Yep, support Tom. AD carry. And there we go. Okay. As we can see,
Woo!
the Jhin has a lot of gold over Tristana now because of that. And Tom even does 2 over Nami. But most importantly, their levels are greater. You see, like, just having 1 level greater means that he has 73 AD. She has 77. She probably bought an item, as you'd expect. Actually, she didn't. But he has 746 health. 682. You know how much that is? That is like a solid 680 what? 682. 740. Oh no. 746 minus 682. That's a whole 64 health. That is pretty huge considering that that's like a rank's worth of damage usually doesn't even get that much health taken off. But all in all, they're pretty tanky during that moment. Now, as you can see, instead of recalling instantly, since Tom is pretty high health, medium mana though, he starts to roam. You see? He doesn't just leave. He does something, you know? That's what you have to focus on. How much does Relic cost? 500. I mean, he could get it. I mean, probably while he was roaming, he wasn't able to. And while the roam didn't do much, like, you didn't see much happening, if you notice, one very significant thing happened at least. And that is, look at this one thing that nobody cares about. Experience. Yep, he got a little bit of experience. That's what matters. Because if he went back, returned to lane, no experience. Right? I mean, admittedly, Jin should have came back to lane sooner. Because, dang.
Tag.
He lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minions worth of experience. That was really bad. Actually, because of Jin being taking too long to get back to lane, that was actually more inefficient than it was beneficial. So, instead of recalling, you notice that Dom still sticks around here. You know, he
Regrettably, I must retire in
still
order
got
to
that relic
find the
shield. He didn't go
digestive.
back and get anything. Because he wanted to extend those benefits. And Nami didn't get much done by stopping him. Because now Nami has to walk back here and get nothing done. So Nami realizing that, she's like, oh no. Get it? And she just recalls because she knows that if she just walks back in the lane, then it's all worthless. And she decides instead of just walking back, she's gonna get at least a ruby crystal to give herself a little edge while she goes back into lane. Because that was a bad mistake on Nami's part. So she had to make amends by going back and getting an item. And that's the beauty of having cheap items. The beauty of having cheap items is that even if you make a mistake, you can always go back and get the item to at least have some progress. While it's not efficient,
You will learn what
it
beauty truly is.
gives you much more flexibility. And that's very important for dealing with enemies that try to destroy you through pure pure experience leads. Like, if you tried doing this, if you did this against Draven, it would be devastating, for example. Because Draven wouldn't be able to fight back because he's less tanky in general. And his item that he needs to get is really expensive, the BF sword. And even the pickaxe is really expensive, 875. So, you can either choose to get something really cheap and lose out on a lot of damage for a long time, or he can
You
like
inspire me.
wait longer and make the problem even worse. But by having a cheap item like a ruby crystal that's only 400 gold, you can go back whenever you make a mistake. And the mistake doesn't even feel like a mistake anymore. Showing the damage you do. Does showing the damage you do helps? I would say yes. It's very, very, very useful because once you get into the fine details of things, it helps you get last hits for one. Because if you just click the enemy's minion, you can see the health, and if you know what damage output you do, then you can get a guaranteed last hit. Right? Simple as that. I mean, sure you could guess, but why would you? But why would you guess when you can know what's definite? You know, you can 100% chance getting the CS. There's no real point in doing any guesswork then. But I mean, also aside from that, it helps you with
Yeah.
noticing what you call it. Helps you with noticing the ooh, that's a pretty big lead. Okay, let me just check this out. Oh yeah, that's a huge lead. Um, but it helps you get a good read on the damage output you will deal in a trade, and can even help you figure out if you can guarantee an execution on an enemy, because sometimes you guess how much damage you can do against the enemy, but because you don't have the raw numbers, you might find that the enemy escapes with like 7 health. That's never fun. That's like getting a it's like getting a C in a really hard class. I mean, not a C, a D in a really hard class, but you're like a borderline C in a D. It's terrible.
Whoa. Clock's ticking.
Okay, I just wanted to discuss this lead Nocturne has. Let me go back before he gets it. Okay, another 15 seconds. I'm trying to figure out where exactly he gets a lead. Because he has to somewhere. Okay, it's around here. Now, as you may notice, like, at this point in time, Nocturne and Rek'Sai have nearly the same amount of experience, right? But Nocturne or Rek'Sai is about to do something or not do something that is going to destroy the game, like at least in the next level. think that was it. They're both farming at the same rate. Let me see what it is. Okay, here we go. This is the mistake. This is the mistake. Look right here. Okay? Rek'Sai just completed this, right? Well, what does he naturally want to do? Like, if you were in this spot, you destroyed the red buff, you destroyed all the jungle camps on this side. This lane is pushed back. You don't have any vision here. What's a natural and and Yasuo and like LeBlanc are pretty at odds right here. What's a natural thing you want to do? You want to like wait. Let me see if how do I? My heads-up display fucked up. Let me just figure this out. Oh, I'll get it eventually. No, let me see. Interface. Okay. Huh. Is it H? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find where that went. Where did it go? Because I need that thing to navigate. I don't see it. Okay. That's strange. F? No. No. No, 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 no. Teamfight UI. Scoreboard. Chat history. Show some names. Show hide. Just do, okay. Just weird. What the heck? Yeah, give me that scoreboard. Finally. Okay. The big mistake you saw him do is that Rek'Sai went back. You know why that's a bad idea? it's a bad idea because what Rek'Sai could have done is he could have used his trinket at least and ward this ward this spot here, right? And what he could have done is his allies, at least one of them, since they already pushed, they could jump in and do the dragon, right? And since like they're already at odds in the mid lane, Yasuo's already distracted, right? So they could have gotten a dragon. But if you were in Rek'Sai's shoes, you saw that you had a lot of gold, you could have gotten another item because you only have like Hunter's Machete. And you're like, okay, it's obvious. I gotta like get it all right away, right? Well, it's because of this that at level 5 that eventually leads to an extremely powerful an extremely powerful level lead on Nocturne. So you look at the level lead now, like the experience lead, like right here and right here. That's pretty huge. Like, it doesn't seem that important, but the big thing that makes this so huge is that Rek'Sai's ultimate is useless, for one. Right? But despite it being useless on its own, where it's useful is against Nocturne. The reason why is because Nocturne's ult extremely useful. I mean, what is Rek'Sai's ultimate used for? To get her around the map. That's pretty much it. But when Nocturne's ultimate is to get not only around the map, but to assassinate someone and around the map, it's very important for Rek'Sai to at least be able to go to the area as soon as possible. And that's not possible if she doesn't have her ultimate. Now, she can't see anything. At least when the fog clears up, she can like ult to a spot close by. But that's impossible now because of the choice that Rek'Sai made.
My work you shall transcend.
And it's actually because of this that causes the bot lane to die. Right? Let me show you this at least. Okay? Now, look at this situation. Rek'Sai's doing the right decision to try and get his lead back by counter jungling. But, Nocturne has already got that level lead from before, from the top lane. And, I mean, it did even out, but
Look out!
because of how he, like, saved his, he, like, prepared better, basically. Like, he had more time to, do something. Rek'Sai didn't have, like, a tunnel set up on the bot lane yet. So, Nocturne just did a straightforward gank. And Rek'Sai was totally helpless to help. I mean, she did eventually get her ult, which is really good. But as you can see, she already used it. And because she used it in such a lame manner, like, bam. You can see that X Special is just gonna get obliterated here. Because, like, while you can put some danger out on Tristana. Well, look at that. Look at that now. Jin was trying to like punish Tristana, but where? Under the turret. What a dumbass. Right? Oh, Rek'Sai trying to help? Where? Under the turret. What a dumbass. And then he dies. He doesn't even focus him because he knows he's just gonna die on his own. And tries pretty drastically to stop him. And succeeds. Which is good. Now, let's hope that Tristana doesn't make the stupid mistake of sticking around here, because what's going on in Tristana's mind probably right now is, okay, I have Nami here, I'm safe. Are you? Really? When Nami has 42 mana? But that's not going on, that's probably not going on in her mind. All she's looking at is that huge health bar she has. But look, none of them have mana. And look at this. Oh, Rek'Sai doesn't even use mana. So let's hope that she doesn't make the stupid mistake of staying here. And yes, she makes a smart decision and backs off. And yeah, like that's an example of how levels are really important. Because Nocturne got that level early, he probably coordinated had set in his mind to use his ultimate for a good purpose, while Rek'Sai just used it blindly to get into his jungle to try and get some more experience because of the level lead. But because of that, it cost them whatchamacallit, a 2-for-1 trade where the enemies had the 2 kills. That wasn't good. Admittedly, Nocturne was stupid, tried to keep on fighting, underestimated Rek'Sai's true damage burst. But that shouldn't have happened. And I guess if that's all, and PvE's back up, then I'll get back on and check that out.